Good morning, Delaware and surrounding areas. You are now tuned in to this week's Coffee with Curry. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. with new guests every week. So grab your cup of coffee and join us on Coffee with Curry.
Hey, this is Pastor Curry, pastor of the Ye Zion Fair Baptist Church, Wilmington's most exciting church, the church that love ya and anything you could do about it. Today with Coffee with Curry, we have taken some time out to spend with three outstanding individuals in our community. We are celebrating Hispanic Cultural Month this month, and it ends today. And what I wanted to do was to make sure I brought to you three people who represent the community well, who are part of the Hispanic community. They are part of the Latin American Community Center, and they're going to share many programs and activities that happens at the Latin American Community Center. And I'm looking forward to this conversation. Why don't you call somebody real quickly, tell them Coffee with Curry is on, and let's get after it. And we're back. As I promised, we have three different segments, and we're going to bring one of the three each segment. I'm honored and I'm privileged to have Alicia Dominguez. Did I say it right?
You said it correct.
Oh, wow. You know how hard I practice your name, but I am grateful to have you with us today. Can I just say welcome to the Coffee with Curry show?
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, and thank you so much for the invitation. We are happy to be here.
Yes, and listen, the invitation will be extending, and you can always come back. But I want to get started because today we're celebrating Hispanic Cultural Month. Today is the last day, and I wanted to make sure that we do in a big way, an opportunity for the community to know a little bit more about the culture, to know a little bit about what goes on and why we're even celebrating for this month. What are we celebrating in this 1 month? So wherever you want to start at, because you serve as a program director, it's so much. I could ask you to start there. It's just so much, but we have a very limited amount of time. So wherever you want to start, I just want to open it up to you.
Sure. We're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month to acknowledge the contributions, culture, and heritage from the Hispanic community or Latino community. And there's I could be wrong, I can't remember if it was 21 Latin American Latin American countries, right. And other countries that also speak Spanish. So it's a mixture. At the Latin American Community Center, we have many countries represented. I'm from Mexico.
Okay.
And I've been at the LACC for over 2 years, over 2 years.
Now, what do y'all do there at the Latin Community Center?
Well, we have many different programs that we provide for our community. We serve the Latino community, but we serve everybody in our area. So there's no turning back anyone. We have different programs that, depending on the needs of the community, we provide. We have a range from lifelong learning to food and clothing.
Excellent.
So we have a wide range of educational programs, prevention, and advocacy programs at the agency.
Wow, that's awesome. And thank you for sharing that, because that gives the community, those who are watching us, an opportunity to know that there's resources available. And like you said, you're not discriminating. If you're African American, Caucasian, doesn't matter. But it's geared to try to help the Hispanic community to see that there are advocacy opportunities for them. There are different programs that are available, and you've been with them for 2 years.
Yes.
And go ahead.
No, I was going to say yes. I've been with the Latin American Community Center for 2 years, but I grew up in the area in Wilmington. So I've known the LACC for many years, and they've provided many services for many years. We've been in the community since 1969.
Wow.
So, yes, we've been here for a while.
Yeah, but which speaks to the strength of it because, like you said, you were raised up in it and now you are working in it.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. And it speaks to the strength of it. Now, today we're going to talk with two other of your colleagues, and it's three of you from three different parts of America.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So I'm from Mexico, North America. My colleague Gustavo is from Central America.
Okay.
From Honduras. And my other colleague is Susana. She's from Peru. She's in South America. So we are all
from three different sections of America. Right, absolutely. I know you said you were going to be nervous, but you're doing exceptionally well. And when we look at the Latin American Community Center, you serve as a program manager.
Yes.
Share with me some of the things you do as a program manager at the center.
Well, at this time, I'm managing the program called Conexiones. Conexiones does everything related and focused on COVID-19, but we are also branching out into advocacy and also other health-related issues that are affecting the community. So it started mainly to focus on the needs of the community during the pandemic, and we focused primarily on COVID-19. So we've been doing vaccine clinics, we still do COVID testing, free, rapid and PCR. We also do a lot of prevention and educational information about COVID and other issues. So we do workshops, we do other webinars or anything that's in the media. We also do that to make sure that our community is educated and they do make a decision on vaccines that's based on facts.
And not on someone's opinion.
Yes, exactly.
Because all too often we get a lot of misinformation and a lot of our communities about vaccinations and things of that nature. So y'all give them the facts and let them make their own decision based on the facts. Yeah, and with your, so it appears that you do more of the health area.
At this time, yes.
Okay, you do more of the health. Okay. Now, what dish, because, you know, if we're going to talk about this being the Hispanic Cultural Month, because I'm going to ask each of them this question, what is your favorite dish from your culture?
Oh, my goodness. I don't have I don't have a favorite one, but one that never is a wrong pick is tacos. Tacos. Any type of tacos that...
Oh, so tacos.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You say any type?
Any type. That doesn't go wrong with me anytime.
Now, do you make them?
Yeah, I can make them.
How many times a week do you eat them?
Oh, not as often as I wish.
Okay.
Not as often as I wish, but yes.
Yes. Well, you know, now, have your family been on the mainland for your whole life and their whole life, or were they in Mexico at some point? How did that? When did you all come to the mainland? That's how I always like to word it.
Sure, no problem. So I was born in Mexico, and I came into the U.S. when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. My parents brought me here. My parents are U.S. citizens. They've been here for over 30-odd years, so maybe 40 years by now. So I've been here practically all my life.
Okay. Now, do you have any siblings as well here?
I do have siblings, and they're all here too.
Okay, good.
I'm the baby in the house.
You're the baby. We share that. I love when I hear the baby because that means you're the brat, and I'm so much.
The brat.
and I definitely agree with you. But that's what everyone says, because when you're the baby, you're spoiled because mom and dad is just tired. They just give you whatever you want, but that's not always the truth.
No.
Well, listen, it is really interesting as I look at you serving as the program manager over there. You're dealing with more of the health. When we look at holidays and certain things in your culture, which holiday? I know we're celebrating the Heritage Month now, but which holiday in your culture that you personally appreciate? Why? And tell me a little bit about that holiday.
Well, I think for me it would be Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas is a special time. for my culture, we have different activities throughout the year. I mean, throughout the season, and so it's just my favorite time of the year. And traditionally, I don't hold every single traditions that from my country, but at least I have some dish or something that represents that season in Christmas.
So most of your like Christmas, for example, there's a dish that maybe you all like to like for Thanksgiving we like the turkey, which,
Yeah.
so, but what dish do you consider to be one
My mom has been cooking bacalao, which is a fish,
okay
for years, and it has different nuts and spices and raisins, and it goes good cold or hot, and
Oh, really?
and it's traditional in Christmas for
Okay.
us. And the other holiday would be El Día de los Tres Reyes Magos, which is the three wise men, or the Three King Day, and that's also traditional from my country.
What do we do during like for the three wise men, or what do we do?
So there's a mixture of celebration for Christmas. Some people give their gifts like everyone here on 25th. 25th.
Yeah, you're right.
We get them on the 6th of January.
And I knew that, and I wanted you to bring that out because with dealing with your culture, we want to make sure people understand and appreciate that while you certainly celebrate the 25th of December as a Christmas day that the United States have set aside, there are some specific days that you all celebrate certain things. The exchanging of gifts is very
Yes.
important.
And we actually have our Christmas dinner on the 24th, not the 25th.
Yeah.
So that's a difference. But on the 6th of January, we get our gifts under the tree and everything, and I keep that still with my children. So they maybe get a gift on the 25th when they wake up, but their gifts are usually on the 6th.
Oh, well, you just gave me a new revelation. I thought you were too young to have children. You have
Thank
children?
you. I have two.
You have two children?
Yes, 3 and 1.
3 and 1. And their names are?
Maximiliano and Mariano, or Nico.
Okay, all right. And they're doing well? And
Yes, they're doing great.
Great. Well, as I come to an end of this segment, because you thought it was going to be forever, but as we come to the end of this segment, I just want you to be able to share whatever you want to share to help somebody to understand your culture. It's not a hard question. I mean, what is one thing you would like for people to know when you think about Hispanic culture, Latin culture? What is it? What is the one thing, or one of the things, I'll say, you would like people to always know?
That we're kind-hearted.
Yes.
We're kind-hearted people.
Yes.
That we're approachable, even if we might not be able to speak the same language or understand. People are very kind and open to understanding this culture too.
Yeah, and I understand, how you are certainly sharing your information with me, but with those who are listening to us as well. A lot of times Americans are not as nice, and what I try to do as a person who is an advocate is to make sure we have days like today. We celebrate it, we highlight it, because your culture is just as strong as my culture, and my culture is just as strong as other people's culture. So we appreciate you so very much. Now I need you to do one thing for me before you leave. Just say in Spanish what I'm going to say, unless you don't agree, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you,
Gracias.
God,
Dios
for
por
being
ser,
there
estar,
for us.
por estar ahí por nosotros. Gracias a Dios por estar ahí por nosotros.
Thank you very much. That's because at the end of the day, it was God has kept us, And I didn't get into the specifics. It was God who has kept us, God who has been here with us. I appreciate you so much for taking time to be with me today. It is a joy and a privilege to have you. Is there anything, matter of fact, tell us where the Latin American Community Center is.
We're located on 4th and Van Buren, 403 North Van Buren Street, and we're open from 9 to 5. And we also have another location, which is on North Harrison Street, 301 North Harrison Street, where our other department is located, where my program is located.
Do you have a website?
We do, thelatincenter.org.
Okay, and so make sure I get everything in there. Is there a phone number you can remember off the top of your head? Because we don't remember phone numbers too well. But is there a phone number that you can remember?
I think I do. 302-655-7338.
Okay, very good. See, they helped you. I saw you looking at them. So listen, thank you so much, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to come. It is my heart's desire to highlight the community's culture, because at the end of the day, it matters.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
And do not go away, because we have another one coming in, because it's their time. They were laughing at her. Now we're going to put them on the hot seat to see how they do. We'll be right back.
The Hispanic community in 10 years, I see it very educated. I see a lot of success coming and a lot of blend with the Hispanic community and every other community. I would like for it for one day for it not to be a community, for us to be a whole community and we're just a mix of everybody. So I hope to see in 10 years that there's no just a Hispanic community or an African American community or a Caucasian community. I hope that one day it's just all one.
Celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month is important to me because it gives me a reminder to be connected to my Spanish roots, where I can, enjoy the Hispanic culture, great music, great food, and share that quality time with my family.
Welcome to Compare Foods TV. I'm Fly Time.
And I'm Jacinda.
And here at Compare Foods, we're celebrating
Hispanic Heritage Month. Yes, so join us September 15th through October 15th as we dive into food, culture, and a little history.
And you know, the Latin cuisine, it's all about herbs and spices.
Let's get spicy.
I like it hot. Follow me.
Here at Compare Foods, we have tons of peppers to choose from, a wide variety that also range from sweet flavor to very hot. My favorites, the poblano peppers, a smoky flavor that you could even put on the grill. But also these spicy ones, Fly Tie, are good too.
But while you're handling them, make sure you wash those hands because they're pretty hot. You could be in for a pleasant surprise. Caliente.
And my favorite, cilantro. Who doesn't love that taste? It's so good. Whether it's cilantro rice or in your meats to enhance the flavor, cilantro is what you want to add.
I love it on my tacos and especially in my guacamole. So make sure you follow us all month long on Facebook to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month on Facebook at Compare Foods Charlotte.
And we're back. Well, now we have a brother Gustavo. I am so grateful that you decided to come and be a part of the show today. I know you all were a little nervous, but you do so much in the community, and this month matters to us. Tell us, I know that you are a community engagement person for the Latin American Community Center, and you also do something with the vaccination as well. Tell us a little bit about first you. Where are you from? What part of America are you coming from? And a little bit about the culture there.
Okay, thank you so much for your invitation. We really appreciate because we need to expose our culture.
Yes.
And this is very important. Well, as you say, my name is Gustavo Cardoza. I know
I didn't say all of that.
Yeah, it's very difficult
yeah, right.
to say it in English.
Yeah.
And well, I was born in Honduras. Honduras is in Central America.
Yes.
And well, I'm a vaccine coordinator for the LACC, and specifically for program Conexiones, as Alicia says.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your culture, because when I was talking earlier with Alicia, I wanted to make sure that I understood what part of America she was from. She gave us a nice piece of culture, a little bit about the culture. Tell us a little bit about your culture, some of the wonderful things that you all do in your culture, so that we can get a better understanding.
Well, my country has a different cultures. We have people from probably all the races.
Right.
Yeah, mostly the people like me, you know, but we have Garifunas, that is black culture, and we have white people too. So it's a country with a lot of cultures and very mixed traditions.
Yeah, just like America. I mean, just like the mainland, where it's like a melting pot that has several different people coming from different places.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what is your favorite dish from your culture?
From my culture,
yes.
Well, I have a lot of dishes favorites.
Okay.
But I guess it's sopa de caracol. It's a soup.
Okay.
With what is caracol? Well, it's a soup from the seafood with seafood. You know what I mean? And so this is my favorite. But we have the baleadas. Baleadas is like a tacos, but with this tortilla is with it's different. The tortilla is different than the tacos.
Okay.
But it's
now when you
very
said the
similar.
soup, let's go back to the soup. What kind of fish is there in the soup? Is there a special fish, or not special, but a certain type of fish, or is it just fish at large?
Yeah, we can do it with fish, with shrimps.
With who?
Yeah, seafood, shrimps.
Okay. Oh, shrimp.
Shrimps.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so-
Okay. I wasn't.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a seafood. It's
Okay.
a seafood.
Is it spicy?
No, not really.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
No, it's not spicy. You can add chili or anything spicy, but it's up to you.
Okay.
The soup is not spicy.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Oh,
It's
hot. Okay.
yeah.
Because Alicia has talked about a cold. I'm cold, and I was like, I don't think I eat fish cold, but I did let her say that. But you could. This soup is a hot soup.
It's a hot soup. yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Latin American Community Center, and a little bit about what you do there. First, how long have you been on the mainland?
Well, I'm really new because I'm start on April for this year because the Connexiones program is growing up and they need some more people to work with the community, you know me. So that's why I start from May. And well, we do some community engagement. Actually, we work specifically in COVID-19 in COVID testings, program vaccine clinics, and educate our community and all the community to take the vaccines, to get testing, and protect their and all the people, you know.
Good. Do you find there's a lot of misinformation on vaccinations?
Yeah, we have a lot of barriers. The principal barrier is the language for our people here in U.S., but it's a lot of misinformation because the people has a lot of myth about the vaccines, you know. So it's one of the boundaries we need to.
The program
to
that you,
strike, yeah.
the program that you have, that you work with at the Latin American Community Center, do you find that it is helping to kill some of the myths that you all are experiencing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The education is one of the part we work a lot much. So definitely we help in our community with the education.
How are you doing with your engagement part of your position? Are you out in the community a lot, interacting with them, or are you how's the community receiving you? I guess I would say it that way.
The community has a lot of through with us because we speak Spanish. You know, we came from the same country, so the people is very open with us, and that's very helpful for made our work. So it's It's beautiful.
Yeah, the little I know about the center, and I got a better understanding today, they have certainly been very helpful in the community. I was told this morning since '69, I did not know it was that long they've been around and still very strong. Have 2 locations now.
Yeah.
Do you work at both locations?
Well, we were in one location specifically, but we have to make a lot of things in both buildings. The LACC has actually four locations. Alicia says the main building is in Van Buren, but in MOB, the Manuelita Olson building, is our location. But the LACC has a La Fiesta.
Okay.
There is a program for childs. So in Wilmington and other in Newcastle.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good, very good.
Yeah.
Well,
Really growing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's really growing.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It is growing tremendously, and we're grateful for people like yourself who will kind of like to be in public service is kind of difficult because it's a thankless job, but it's a needed job to be able to advocate for. Individuals, especially of your culture, it's important. And as an African American, I am definitely in the support of all centers that will bring a community service where we can know about us, as well as the services that are available to us while here on the mainland. Very much important.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about the Latin American Community Center. We talked a little bit about where you come from. Now I got some surprises with Elisa because I didn't know she had children. So I don't want to get any surprises with you. Do you have any children?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
2.
2. So y'all.
2 kids.
Now if the next person come in and say they got 2 kids, we're gonna have a problem. So you have 2 children. Now who are your 2 children?
11 and 3.
Oh wow, they're older. Okay.
Yeah,
So you're the old head of the group.
Yeah.
and they're in school. Are they doing well? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
My older kid is in the school in Academia Antonia Alonso. So it's a bilingual school, charter school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which school is he in, if you don't mind?
Yeah, it's Spanish and bilingual.
Is that the one in Newark?
In Newark, yeah.
Yes, excellent school.
Yeah.
Excellent school. I have a member of our congregation who happens to be African American,
Yeah, it's very
and
good.
go there, and the ability to be able to speak both languages. And the level of rigor for their education is just unbelievable. So he's in a good school,
Yeah,
and your daughter's still in.
The other one is in daycare.
Oh, daycare,
Also
right?
daycare,
Okay.
Yeah. it's
Okay,
free.
that's good. That's still good. Now, now is your parents here?
Yeah, my dad is here. My dad is here, but my mom is in the country. We hope that she came soon with
Okay.
us. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have 2 brothers here too.
You have 2 brothers here
Yeah.
as well. Okay, good. Any wives or I gotta say, or girlfriends here too?
My wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
Any
a-
girlfriends with your wife here?
No.
I just try to make light of it. That's
Yeah,
all.
no,
All right. So it's great. And again, the purpose for why we're having this show is to really start to introduce to the community at large a culture that is rich, that is full of traditions, and has such a level of excellence and pride in who they are. And one of the things I want to make sure is that for those who are watching us, that all too often, because of the language barrier, we have discriminated. We have acted as if you were less than, when in actuality, a lot of what we enjoy today have been built, have been the result of the hard sweat, work, and tears of your culture. And I think it's important. Today we ended the month-long celebration of the Hispanic Cultural Month, but honestly, we celebrate this every day.
Absolutely.
And I want to make sure that our community know that those who live in the culture celebrate their excellence every day, and through some of the things you have to live through on the bias side, where people like they don't speak English, they don't need to be here. In actuality, you built the country. Okay, and I stand on that. So tell me, as we come into an end of this segment, do you have something that you just want to let everyone know, being from the part of America that you're coming from? It's one thing you just want everybody to be mindful of in your culture?
Well, definitely we have a lot of barriers, as you say, but we have a lot to offer. We are a culture with good workers, with very mindful people. So we are a strong culture, so we have more than offer that take off for this country. And I'd be really grateful with this country because they open the doors. Sometimes the people has barriers, but it's our work to make that these barriers it's broken down, you know.
Right.
So, and people like you then open the door to people like me come and speak about our culture is very important. And sometimes you didn't found in our country or in our cultures. So this is a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal for me
Yeah.
because your culture is connected to mine. We had a show about 2 weeks ago where we were able to see the slave trade, and we were able to see how we are connected, and we have to stick together. Not that we want to be negative, because that's not who we are. As a matter of fact, while you were speaking, I thought in my head, I said, you know, to be given so many barriers, the barriers have not broke the culture.
Yeah.
It has made us stronger.
Absolutely.
And I add the us because it has. And I appreciate, you know, what you all do at the Latin American Community Center. And I really hope and trust that y'all continue the great success. And I've opened the door for you all to come back if there's some programs or things that you want the community to be aware of, to join in. I have opened the door for you all to come back as you need to, because if we can work together, we can certainly continue a strong success. Well, is there anything else you want to share before we go today?
No, thank you so much for the invitation.
Yeah, and you're just glad to get out of the hot seat. That's what it is right now. But we got one more person that we're going to come back to. But thanks so much for sharing your life. Thanks so much for sharing your culture. And thanks so much for sharing you with us. We'll be right back.
News all across the nation. Wilmington's latest headlines. Advocating for change in the community with Dr. C.T. Curry, Kobe Owens, and Shanae Darby. Tune in to The Source every Sunday at 5 p.m.
Hello and welcome to Say It in Spanish. Vamos. Vamos. Bien. Bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Mal. Mal. Muy mal. Muy mal. Más o menos. Más o menos. Sí. Sí. No. No. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Encantado. Encantado. Igualmente. Igualmente. Señor. Señor. Señora. Señora. Señorita. Señorita.
And we're back. Well, it's, you know, before I even ask any questions, Susana, you all are so nervous being on the cameras, but you do so much for our community. You do so much for the community that you are represented. And I just want you to relax, because we appreciate you and we thank you for all that you do. So, Susana, first, we had three different segments. It came from three different parts of America. Where are you coming from?
Okay, I was born in Peru.
Peru, okay.
I grew up in some years in Costa Rica.
Okay.
And then came back to Peru and came to America.
Wow.
Yes, it's because I have to do that because of my father's job.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so, but I think every single Latino or Hispanic has the story.
Mm-hmm.
And we came because of the terrorism,
yeah.
You know, that it was in our country at that time. I was so little, I cannot remember, but I remember my father, you know. But since he has some connections, you know, here, because he used to bring some, you know, equipments to our country, so he was able, you know, to be here, and he brought us.
Excellent, excellent. Just trying to make sure our family is safe, just trying to make sure our family is whole. Yeah. This is the strength of the Hispanic, Latino, or Latin rather, just to make sure I'm correct, the Latin culture, strength, making sure that everybody is safe. And I think that's really honorable. You currently serve also as a community engagement person, and you do something with the COVID-19 as well, the vaccinations, I should say vaccinations. Yes. And tell me, I know that you've been around for a little while, but you have not been with the Latin American Community Center that long. But tell me about how long you've been with the Latin American Community Center.
Okay, I'm there over a year, but I started on the family family social services. I'm sorry. You know, first helping people with rent. You know, because you know, after or during COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs. You know, they didn't have money to pay the rent. They didn't have food on the table. So we were trying to make sure that the people feel safe about it. So we were trying to work with the program with the state. It's called DHAP. So a lot of people were trying to apply for it. We helped many, many people. You cannot believe how many people were applying for it. And we're still providing food as well, you know, but at that time more, you know, because the needs of the community were more at that time because they're losing their jobs, don't know what to do, and especially our community, you know, the Latin, some of them are people who don't have a documents, you know, they cannot apply for more services that the state provide to another people. So we were trying to be on the top of that, you know, so to help them.
Excellent. You know, as you were speaking, I was once again being very grateful because this is community service, community servant service, where you're putting yourself in the place. It's called empathy. You're putting yourself in the place of those who need, who can't help you back, but you can help them to survive, to live with the rent. And people don't understand the heart of what you all do at the Latin American Community Center. And that alone, keeping someone in a place to live, allowing them to have something on the table to eat, is very powerful. And and I think it comes out of the fact, as you said, when your father brought you all here to try to make sure you have a better life. So you understood, you know, even though it was COVID, for those who were not used to any trauma in their lives, you understood. You come out of a background where y'all understood, and you made it happen. You didn't complain. You just made it happen.
Yes, and well, of course, my family all the time, we celebrate like you guys, you know, Thanksgiving. Yeah. And my mom all the time, we pray on the table and say we are very grateful to be here, you know, in a safe environment. You know, also we had the opportunity to go to school here, college and everything. So I think it's more to be grateful every day to be here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because I want those who are watching us to just, because the media a lot of times have such a negative connotation on the Latin community, or should I say, those who come from different places, it's important that you understand the heart. no one just say, I want to get here and don't care about living. I want to live off of America. What a lot of our brothers and sisters from the Latin community experience before getting here is just devastating. But you, as I said to the other brother, and I can't say his name right. How do you say his name real fast?
Gustavo.
Gustavo. Like I said to him, that the barriers did not break this culture. And that's a part of us celebrating today, that you have a culture that was not broken, even though you come through a lot of hardship. And I'm grateful for that. You serve and you got here. You're grateful for it. You've been working hard. The media too often pinpoint the negative, the one negative out of the 700 great things. So when you were talking, I just kind of shifted the interview a little bit to just say thank you for sharing that. For those who are watching and who may have a bias, we got to drop that and appreciate the culture of those who have been here working hard to no fault of their own. They had to arrive here in a lot of cases. And I'm very grateful for you today. Let's talk a little bit about your family before I forget to do that. You have any children?
One.
Ah, we got through it. Okay, because I was worried that you were going to say two. If you would have said two, I would have gone crazy a little bit. Yeah. But okay, so let's tell me a little bit about the one.
Okay, she just finished the school.
Okay.
She was studying UD, University of
University of Delaware. Okay, great.
Yes, and she went to basic training and AIT for the National Guard.
Excellent.
Yeah, she's in Fort Leonard Woods right now.
Okay.
We went to visit her at the end of the basic training, but now she's on AIT program, like.
Excellent, yes.
So we're gonna.
So she went to University of Delaware, got her education, graduated, and now serving our country.
Yes.
Wow.
We have to be grateful for that.
Yeah, the country, and she's not saying this, I'm saying this, the country that continues to throw up barriers, she's deciding to put her life on the line. These are the things I want to highlight, because she's not the first. She won't be the last, and it's important, but this is something that we do. We make the best of what we have and what we've been given. That's just awesome. Now, is there a husband, a boyfriend, or?
A husband.
A husband? Yes. And a boyfriend, you said?
Oh, no. No. And, he's American. He's completely white American.
Okay.
And he loved to enjoy, with the Latin community.
Yes.
And we have parties pretty much all the time.
Oh.
But Latinos.
Okay.
He loves Latinos.
It's a good culture. And y'all love to cook and dance.
Pretty much, he loved to cook, but not from me, from my mom, because she's a good cook.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it's a shame to say that, but
it's not a shame to say because she probably spoiled you. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 brothers.
3 brothers. Are you the youngest, oldest, or?
I'm the baby one. Too.
See that? She like you're someone like Elisa. You're the last child, so she didn't teach you how to cook.
Yeah, and then I'm the only girl, so.
Oh, she pampered you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's awesome. So your husband is here. You said European American, and love the culture.
He loves the culture.
And you know what? When you get introduced to the culture, you can't help but love it, because it is a great culture with a high level of excellence, and very grateful for it. So what part of the what is your biggest holiday from your culture?
Well, I think pretty much all Latinos, the biggest holiday is Christmas time. Yeah. For all of us. Same thing, Christmas time. And then, but we do celebrate Christmas Eve pretty much.
Okay.
We have a big dinner. We have also at 12 o'clock, Christmas Eve into Christmas. We do open the gift for the kids, pretty much it's for them.
12 at night. I think my daughter would probably like that.
And then we stay, because in our culture, we drink hot chocolate at that time with panettone, because we have a mix of Italian and,
right.
Peruvian.
Yes.
So we have every single culture, Chinese too. So we do celebrate a Christmas Eve pretty much into Christmas.
Okay, good, good. Now, is there a favorite food you love?
Oh, well, a Peruvian cuisine is pretty much right now, one of the good ones, in the world. Don't let me wrong, but it's a lot of people approach me and say, "Oh, you're Peruvian. oh, you pretty much cook very good. And I said, it's a shame, but I don't cook very good because I didn't, you know, I wasn't born. I was born in Peru, but I wasn't raised in Peru. But and my mom all the time say, no, go to school, go to study.
Amen.
You know.
Amen.
So and then it's her fault, but.
But you know, I think that was wise of her, because at the end of the day, you got an opportunity to get you educated. Educate. Don't worry about cooking the favorite meals. But that's excellent. And your husband's not complaining, right? Okay. All
Not
right.
at all. He's the one who cooks now.
Oh, is he? Okay. What does he like to cook?
Well, he likes more to go on the grill.
Oh, okay.
On the grill and all the stuff, you know, the sausages, the hamburgers, you
Okay.
know, kind of American food. But then my mom provide us food almost every day.
Okay.
When she say, "Are you off work?" and say, "Just stop by and get some dish or something like that." You
Right.
know? So we're happy.
Now, how long have you been on the mainland?
In 20 years.
20 years.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's because
And if there's something you really want to make sure that those who are watching, especially Americans who may not know your culture that well, you just want them to know, what would that be?
Well, actually, I came from Peru, but then I was in like winter time, probably, you know, and they said, no, that is not for me. And so I went back to Peru to go to school, to college. And then, but since it wasn't safe still, you know, like my dad said, why you don't come over here, you know, just to live. So I said, okay, let's go to live there and everything with my brothers, my mom, and everybody, you know. And then our culture most of the time is very open to our people, you know, like Latinos, you know, Americans, especially everybody, you know. So I encourage all the people who come to America to go and learn English, you know. But that's the basic all the time. I say, learn English, because we're in a country that we speak English, you know. So we have to learn. And there are a lot of free classes. We offer free classes of English ESL programs, you know, not only in our Latin American Community Center, in other places as well. They're free. So I encourage the people to go and learn English. It's the first thing that I say to everybody.
Well, I agree with you. And at the end of the day, I want to thank God for the Latin American Community Center. Been around for a while now, about 54 years, 52 years, something like that. But I'm grateful for them. They have served the community well. You're there now. All of my good friends I just met. And I want to also say, you know, a little thanks to Maria Mantos, who is the CEO of the Latin American Community Center, for allowing you all to come today, because she obviously see the need to continue to spread, because I know it started out with just a few services, and I'm glad you brought out the whole service of what happened during COVID-19, where you were able to help people with rent, you were able to help people have food on their table. That center provides so many services. And what we're going to do is, during one of these commercial breaks, is we're going to really put on the screen all of the services that the Latin American Community Center offer. And we heard from Miss Alicia, where she shared it's not segregated. We definitely want Latin Americans to come and know they got a place, a safe haven. But if you're not and you still need services, it is available to you as well. So I just want to make sure that the people who are watching us know that this has been a great opportunity to hear. But today, on the 16th of October, we celebrate the final day of Hispanic Culture Month. And I wanted to make sure that I brought in some of my friends, because we are new friends now and we're going to be together, to just highlight, to share that this community have worked very hard. And I want to make sure that they always have an opportunity to express who you are freely, without having to make an excuse for it. You are free to be who you are. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Is there anything else you want to share today?
No, I really appreciate, you know, your invitation. We are more than grateful, you know, because it's a small opportunity, you know, like to open and then say who we are, what we're doing for the community, you know, and don't hesitate. Go to the LACC you know, to find for something that you may need, you know. The people always, we need something, you know, even we work there, we need something all the time. So we are more than welcome to offer the people, you know, like help, and then we can do as much as is in our hands. You know?
Well, thank you so very much. We'll be right back.
I was first introduced to the Latin American Community Center when I was about 14 years old.
Middle school or elementary school, I grew up in this area.
See, well, I grew up in the city of Wilmington, so it was somewhere we went, you know, all the kids kind of joined together, played basketball, played pool, learned educational programs, after-school programs, and things of that nature.
The Latin American Community Center instilled a lot of confidence and helped to build skills within myself that I didn't know that I had. It enabled me to build on relationships and rely on others to help me get to the places where I wanted to be.
When we came here, of course, I didn't speak Spanish, and they were teaching me how to speak Spanish. And one of the things that I really do remember was I wanted some water one day, and somebody said, "Agua, agua." Look, I'm looking at them like, "What?" And they told me, "Enid, that means water, agua." So they were teaching me Spanish, and I didn't even realize it. So I went in the kitchen and asked the young lady who was in charge for agua, and she gave me water. So that was a wonderful thing. Then I went home and told my mother and my grandmother, like I was all excited because I spoke a Spanish word.
It's a beautiful building. It's got a lot of different programs, as you've seen, from daycare to after-school programs and after-school activities for the kids, and also for adults.
And it's interesting to see the people from other countries, because at that time it was mostly Puerto Ricans. And so that center, its foundation was set up in such that it really has stayed relevant.
Maria Manta has been instrumental, and she's been great, and she's always been, you know, at the forefront of leading the charge for the Latin American Community Center and the Latin American community as a whole in the state of Delaware, not just in the city of Wilmington.
Her leadership is an inspiration to many of us, and that is why the Latin American Community Center has grown under her leadership over the past 25 years to what it is today.
The things that the staff and that the executive director does for the communities that they serve, they actually impact the whole state. Even though their physical plant is here, she goes and advocates in Dover, and she also participates in the Hispanic caucus that meets in Washington, D.C. So the staff themselves and Maria, of course, are not just working for the state of Delaware, they're working for all Latinos in the United States.
The center at this point is way beyond anything that we conceive to be.
Actualmente yo tengo en el Centro Latinoamericano 5 años y medio. Durante ese tiempo mis niños están al cuidado prácticamente todo el día. Soy madre soltera y es difícil trabajar, guiar una familia y dejar a los niños principalmente. Entonces a mí me ha ayudado mucho el Centro Latinoamericano, pues es donde me cuidan a mis hijos, y en otros aspectos también. He recibido mucha información en cuanto a métodos de ahorro, por ejemplo, alimentos que se pueden entregar también a las familias de bajos recursos. Entonces, el Centro Latinoamericano es una institución fundamental que muchas personas desconocen, y que es bueno siempre informarse porque realmente brinda demasiados recursos, mucho apoyo.
This is a wonderful organization because of the people that are here. And for the staff here, they are absolutely amazing. So congratulations, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future.
everyone.
And we're back. What a great show. Today, October the 16th, we're coming to a close for the Hispanic Heritage Month. And I wanted to spend some time just enjoying it. We've had 2 shows already. Today was to share that in the community of the Latin community, there is a center that has been around since 1969 and have been offering services. A lot of people may not know about the center. We've given you all of the locations. They will be on your screen so you will know where they are. And we also tried to give you the services that they provide. When we speak of the Latin community, we speak of a rich culture. We speak of a rich heritage. We speak of a people who have been through a whole lot, who have weathered a lot of storms, but they have survived. They have survived to produce some of the greatest leaders, some of the greatest educators, some of the greatest people in this country. We cannot say America without saying the Latin community being a part of its building. I hope for those of you who may have a bias, for those of you who may allow the controversy of some conservatives who have just kind of made it look like it was a crime to be a part of the Latin community, I hope you will have certainly used this month to get to know, educate yourself, so that we can be one United States of America, a country where all of us were immigrants at one point. But through the grace of God, we were able to come together and build one of the greatest and one of the strongest nations on earth. Thanks to the Latino community, the Latin American community, whichever language you use, thank you for the contributions that you have bestowed upon this country. As we come to a close of your Heritage Month, I want to make sure that I did my part to ensuring that you were acknowledged for all that you have done. I thank all of you who watch us every week, and I hope and trust that you have been educated so that you will be able to share the true richness of the Latin American community. To the Latin American Community Center Director, Miss Maria Mantos, I may have said her name wrong, and I apologize. Thank you so much for allowing your staff to come. And if there's anything we can do here at E-Zion Fair to assist you, we are open to you. Thanks again. Until the next time, God bless.